What is up, guys? Evanaldo here. Bitcoin market update. A couple of new big things. I'm on ETH right now. Actually, let's start with Bitcoin though. A couple of new things that have popped up. So looking good, like we talked about yesterday. Still generally looking good. I like the money flow here in your 2-day with the green dot. Generally in any type of market, halving year, post halving year, pray anything except the bear market year. Even in a bear market year, a lot of times it generally will bring you upward. Now, I don't think you're going to just jump up to 120. I mean, I know I was talking about being at 120 by these points a few months back, or a month. Well, I should say a few weeks back. I thought January could be more of that bullish month. Didn't happen. My view here, and then Powell did not stop quantitative tightening yet. So my view here, a few things have changed. That has changed. My view here is mid-March we can get up to kind of 120 from this, maybe a gradual increase. Hopefully, while ETH does well against Bitcoin. Maybe it won't. I think it will, though. I think it will where we are in the 4-year cycle. It should pretty soon, and we'll talk about that more in just a second. I mean, ultimately, I think you could jump up to kind of, that area I think is pretty likely. Right now, I mean, you're coming into the weekend. It's going to be choppy. Maybe you retest 99 again, whatever. Maybe you jump here. I mean, it gets a little bit choppy. It does happen. But ultimately, that's my main goal here. Bitcoin going up to 120 by mid-March. Let's hope that happens. Trigger wave here on the 3-day on Ethereum, which is really good. And I mean, a little freebie of a trade you could probably do with this, assuming this confirms, which, I think it will. You can get a nice kind of 2-to-1 like that, trying to get back up to these highs, maybe make a slightly back up. Yeah, I mean, I think you will make a higher high there. I think you will get above that kind of March high and hopefully get up to, well, hopefully a lot earlier than frickin' June here, making new all-time highs. I think mid-March. That's what I'm kind of thinking. 6 weeks, mid-March. Where would that bring us out to on some of these time frames? Okay, that's June. Oh, I thought there was a spiral line that kind of coincided here. No, I think it's going to be more, like if you look at March, okay, like at least 4,300 in March. Maybe you're at a new all, maybe you really jump up. I mean, in March into April, maybe you really jump up to that 5,500. It's possible. It's absolutely possible because those big moves, 60% up, I know it's a lot, but those big moves against Bitcoin, looking at ETH versus Bitcoin here, those big moves against Bitcoin, look at that monthly right here. So you had that kind of facade, I guess, you came down a lot more, similar to kind of over here. This was a facade, you came down a lot more. Now the next green dot hopefully will turn us around. I mean, money flow is still bad in the 2-week. Maybe it'll be different this time, but I think you're getting a jump here. I mean, I think we could. And when she pumps against Bitcoin, she normally pumps a lot. Like, look right. This is March of 21. You came up, so much. That was your drop in December, but even like not even counting that wick, that was a 60% gain. Let's see what 60% would be. I mean, I think you can in the next month to 2 months, 3 months, around that time, get back up to these levels, outperform Bitcoin by maybe 50%, and that's your Ethereum at 5,500, while Bitcoin's at 120, maybe 130K. So those are important things to realize here. I was on Paul Barron earlier. Check out his channel. I did some good analysis on there. If you want to check that out, check it out. Really good channel. A lot of really good altcoin picks there. I'd recommend you guys check it out. Bitcoin dominance, we're talking about that potentially going down. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but I mean, where we are in the 4-year cycle, topped out in January 21. Where was it here? November 24. Essentially, kind of the same, plus or minus a few months in the 4-year cycle. So yeah, we looked at ETH versus Bitcoin. Others is big. This is the area I would compare this to, this blood diamond. I would compare it to this, which could, this, downward in the red here in the 4-year cycle, February of 2017. Then you just went kind of nuts against that. And if we do kind of, was this kind of just mapping out like time? We're just talking about like time here, where it would kind of peak out. That's May of 26. Okay, that's a while. But and keep in mind, even when things go down, altcoins in the beginning generally still outperform Bitcoin in the beginning because there's a lot of degenerates out there. Right here, January of 26, it's not going up that much, but can it go up, outperform Bitcoin by 400%? Absolutely. I think it's going to be a fun year. I think it's going to be a really fun year. Yields, like I've mentioned, not going to spend a ton of time on these, but yields, like I've mentioned in previous videos, why isn't it? Come on. They're jumping right now, but I generally think that jumping slightly, we should lose this and come down in the 30-year and the 10-year. Solana as well. If we look at Solana here, money flow coming out, trigger wave to the downside, but hopefully jumping off of these areas. You get ETH, you know, at, what is Solana at right now? 230. You get ETH, you know, mid-March at like 4,800. I think this could be new all-time highs, 320 potentially. So yeah, a lot of decent stuff. A lot of dogs barking out there as well. But we make do with what we have. So anyway, you know, this kind of area too, Dogecoin we looked at, you could be approaching new all-time highs or the old all-time high within a few months. So ultimately, that's what I'm looking at, guys. The ETH trade, I think, is a pretty good bet right now, trying to jump up, you know, take this long upward. If you guys want to trade, a lot of really good promos going on right now, especially on BloFin and BYDFI, a lot of really good bonuses. As always, with my link on BloFin and BYDFI, 10% off your fees for life. Details are links are down below for that. If you have a small amount of money and you want to learn how to trade, Breakout is a really good option. Prop trading. If you can get 10% on a fake account before you lose 5%, they give you up to 100K to trade with, different like amounts to buy the evaluation account. Details are kind of down below. I do have a tutorial video on it I made a few months back to explaining more about that. So check that out if you guys are interested. We got a great Discord as well. And I give you, if you guys sign up to any of the exchanges down below, deposit at least $100 and put in your UID with the support ticket in the Discord. I give you 1 free month there. So check that out if you guys are interested. I think a lot of good stuff is going to happen. I'm excited about these markets. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Goodbye.